This is Indie Business Podcast, Season 2, Episode 5, Women, Wealth, and Wow. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Indie Business Podcast. I am your host, mentor, and coach, Donna Maria, the founder and CEO at indiebusinessnetwork.com. My goal is to help makers and creative entrepreneurs build a solid business foundation, increase your income, and use your business to create the life you love. In this episode, I will introduce you to Pierre Bennu of Exit the Apple in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, obviously, Pierre is not a woman, so you may be asking why I decided to feature him as a guest on my Women, Wealth, and Wow series. Well, the answer will be obvious when you listen to this episode, but I'll tell you that the first and main reason is because Pierre is one of the most supportive people in my life personally, and also he is a champion of women in general, particularly when it comes to the innate value that they have. He also celebrates the amazing opportunities all of us have to thrive and achieve in today's environment, where, as you'll hear him say, we are surrounded by the freedom to dream in detail. Pierre offers insights that will uplift you and encourage you to appreciate your talents and gifts in a whole new way. And who among us, male or female, can get enough of that? You can get a summary for this episode at indiebusinessnetwork.com/18. I'll be right back with Pierre Bennu. Hello there, Pierre Bennu. How are you today? I'm so glad to have you on Indie Business Podcast.
I'm excellent. I'm honored to have been invited. This is dope. This is amazing.
Now, Pierre, I have visited you in your office, in your workspace. So I have to start by asking you, which one of your offices are you in right now?
Right now, I'm in a very, very messy Exit the Apple Studios workspace. I am currently working on like one, two, three, about 5 projects at once.
Wow. Well, you're in your art studio. Well, I'll just close my eyes and picture myself there because that's good creative inspiration for me. We are talking about women, wealth, and wow. And so I just want to start off by letting everybody know that Pierre is obviously not a woman, but he knows a lot about women, wealth, and wow. And I love his approaches to all 3 of these things. And that's why I wanted you to have a chance to meet him. He's one of the most incredible creative entrepreneurs and artists that I know. And he is also someone who unashamedly and all the time supports women and all of their endeavors. So I really am excited to bring him to you. So, Pierre, tell us a little bit about your background that led up to the businesses that you now own.
Wow. Well, I've always kind of learned to do without. I've grown up in a kind of a I've had a resourceful background,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of what I have done is really out of necessity, but that also fuels your creativity, not having. So
Mm-hmm.
I never thought of my life as having lack. I just kind of was like, okay, that's not there. You have to create it. And that was kind of my approach to business and to the things that me and my wife have created together.
And I love what you just said. It's not there, so I'll make it. I mean, how much more of an inspiration can that be? And I want everyone to know, too, that Pierre is married to one of our Indie Business Network members, Jamyla Bennu, who is the founder over at Oyin Handmade in Baltimore. So not only is Pierre an artist and an entrepreneur in his own right, but he has been so supportive over the years of his wife's business. And that's really what I want to explore. I mean, Pierre, Oyin Handmade did not exist when you and your wife were married.
No.
And so, I mean, I would imagine like so many other indies, she might have thrown together a few hair gels and body lotions for a while and then went, hey, wait a minute. There's a business here. So take us back to that point in time, and how did that feel for you, and how has that evolved generally into the great support that you are for her today?
Well, let's see. I first of all, I feel like for me, just growing up, I've never felt of women as other. Like, you know what I mean? I felt like it's never complete without women involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've
Mm-hmm.
never felt the like it's the other. I've never felt an otherness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when me and Jay got together, we again, we were there was a lot of need and a lot of necessity, and so we made a lot, and we had kind of decided together to kind of give up the corporate world, and we were like, okay, we're two intelligent, young, talented people. Let's just do everything, and whatever sticks to the wall, we'll go with,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of how Oyin Handmade came to be. And at that time, we uh, we were really hustling. We really like we were teaching a writing performance workshop out of the house. We were making clothes. We were throwing parties. We wrote a book at the time. Oyin Handmade was just one of the things that we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, also was it was like the beginning of like the internet kind of catching on and people kind of becoming very comfortable with purchasing online. And so we kind of were kind of ahead of the game with that. You know what I mean? Just out of necessity. We didn't have a brick and mortar, so we just put it online. And that's like the basic story of how we got started and how this company kind of
Mm-hmm. I
you know,
love it. You put it online and people bought it. So we
yeah.
we love the sound of that. I want to go back for a second to what you said about things just kind of not being complete without male and female. And I love what you said because the conversations today can sometimes be so polarizing. When we talk about women having opportunities today that we've never had before,
Mhm.
sometimes it can look like it's to the exclusion of men, and I don't personally think that's a good thing. And I'm hearing you say that you don't. I think we need to work together more. We all have the same issues and the same challenges, and we bring different skill sets and different, uh, you know, gender identic, identic, gender identifiable approaches to the table. So being able to mesh those together is, I think, what creates success oftentimes. What do you think about that sort of approach?
Um, uh, yeah, I mean it's all about perspective. As much um, information as you can get from one another, and I think women offer a different perspective than men. It's been a perspective that's been suppressed for several thousands of years at this point, and I think we would all do better to come together and explore what it is that we've just explore our strengths
Mm-hmm.
together. I feel like, uh, hmm,
You do such a good job of that, and so this is kind of what I want to focus on as we talk about women, wealth, and wow. Um, in your artwork, you focus on, not to the exclusion of everything and everyone else, but you focus a lot on women. A lot of the things that you draw are women's faces, women's portraitures, women's bodies, women's images of all kinds, and um, the things that you post. When I read your Twitter and your Facebook, you are posting things that are very encouraging and uplifting generally, but Pierre, specifically to women, you do this. And so I'm just wondering, where is that inside of you? Where does that come from? And also, how do you do that without feeling like it's uplifting women to the exclusion of some other worthy ideal?
um, I'm never worried about exclusion. You
Mm-hmm.
have to say what you feel, and if someone's feelings get hurt, that's on them. Like it's men. How can I say this? We have kind of been kind of all right. Let me give me a second here just to kind of get my
And
words.
I definitely I want to give you that second, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I just what I feel from you is a sense of honor toward women that I don't see frequently from people.
Right. And also I've been surrounded by amazing women my
Okay.
entire life.
Okay.
And I've always been encouraged to make the world you want to see. So my art is kind of a reflection of that. I
Hmm.
see women not necessarily in a different way, but just not as promoted.
Hmm.
Women as advertised are not perceived as powerful, and there's industries built on those insecurities. You know what I mean? It's to the advantage of I don't know, people who are making Valentine's Day products that women feel other than men, and that there's a war against men and women. Like there's so much money to be made
Hmm.
from that otherness. And it goes even into the promotion of children's toys. You never see
Hmm.
um, little girls holding guns, and you always see you never see little boys with nurturing toys. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
Even in 2015, you'd never see a man in a cleaning ad. You know what I mean? You never see a guy mopping the floor,
Uh-huh.
without like maybe knocking him in the head or something. But like you never just see him by himself cleaning. You know what I mean? That
That is true.
yeah,
There is one ad that's really cute, but it's a man with his child.
right, exactly. So
Yeah.
you never those images and those ideas are never or are rarely reinforced. A powerful woman is kind of still a big deal in popular culture, and that's just not how I grew up. I see that, and I go, yeah, that's right. It's women is supposed. So I
Yeah.
kind of fill in those voids
Uh-huh.
that
So,
I don't
like,
see in the world.
hasn't it always been that way? And no, it has not for everyone else. And
Right,
so,
right, right.
when you think then, Pierre, about what you see and the opportunities that you see for women in today's marketplace, particularly where technology is concerned, do you see that the work that you and others are doing to bring to light what always has been, but what we have not always seen, as integral to our being able as women to achieve and advance in business and professionally and generally because of these things coming together at this point in time?
Um, I'll say these two things. One, symbolism matters. You know what I mean? Um, so there's that. I'm just going to put that to the side. But I also think that technology has really, in a lot of ways, I mean, granted, there's still a lot of misogyny and women still get paid less, but technology definitely has leveled the playing fields a bit,
Hmm. Hmm.
quite a bit. Even in film, which I'm in, like just I don't know, 20 years ago, or maybe even 50, 20, yeah, 20 years ago, you'd have to if you were in school for film, you'd have to like wait for the director to come to your school. And then DVDs came out, and then, you can get the commentary from the actual director throughout the entire film.
Hmm.
Now there's Twitter, so you could actually talk to the director and kind of have a back and forth. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
technology's kind of broadened that, and then cameras. You have a high def camera in your phone, so like you can shoot something if you really, really want to. You All these opportunities are kind of at your feet. It's about having I don't want to say the aggression, but the will, the
Hmm.
hustle to
Yeah.
jump on it.
Like the tenacity to make it happen. And you're right, we do have all those things at our fingertips. And in about 15 minutes, we can shoot some video and edit it and have it up on YouTube for the world to see
Yep.
really, really quickly. So, tell me what you think about this. I'm a mom. I have two children. One's a boy and one is a girl. You have children, two boys.
Hmm.
One of the things that I've noticed as my children begin to, matriculate in school is this polarization and this distinctiveness between men and women that we're talking about here starts really, really early. I'll never forget when my daughter came home from school one day and she had this little rhyme that she learned in school, and it went, um, girls go to college to get more knowledge. Boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. And I thought, oh,
Hmm.
well, and actually I said, whoa. I said, hold it. Pull the car over now. And we had this, and I know she really didn't know what she was saying. It just rhymed and it sounded good and she heard it. But
Right.
I wanted at that young age, and I think she was about second grade at the time, and my son was in the car when she said it. So we had to pull the car over.
Right.
But that's the kind of thing that I sat down with both of them and I explained, rhymes are fun and they're cute and everything. But but what you're learning is not correct.
Right.
What you're learning is not correct. And that wherever you're getting that from, how do you think that made your brother feel? And so I wanted him also to see that, yeah, girls go to college to get more knowledge. That's cool. And we love that. But the rest of that rhyme has to be boys go to college to get more knowledge, and it doesn't rhyme, and that's okay. So,
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm having kind of the same issues with my sons. General Pop, man, it's crazy. Like you put your kids in school and you're
right.
kind of, fall. I don't want to say victim, but it's popular culture is what you can't kind of hide them from or shield
Mm-hmm.
them from.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what you bring them to school with. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day, they have to see a powerful woman at home. They have to see a happy woman at home. They have to see these examples at home, and their norm has to be different from the norm that they get at school, ultimately.
Right, right. And to see a powerful woman at home does not mean that there's no powerful man at home.
Right,
And
right, right.
but that is, when it reminds me of this, Pierre, a while ago, not so much now, but 10 years ago or so, there was all this, they called it the mommy wars, right? The
Mhm.
stay-at-home moms, and then there were, who had left the workplace to be more available to their children, et cetera. And then there were the moms who, were obviously still moms, but they continued in their career. So there's even books called this and articles called this. And it just created a us against them instead of us pulling together. And I'm just very aware of how that is in our culture. And I don't see that with you. So, help us understand how can you help other people embrace that approach for the benefit of our families, our communities, and our societies?
Well, I always feel like world change happens at home. If you
Mm-hmm.
find out an answer for yourself, you've found out an answer for the world. Now, whether that will work for the world or not, but you do have an answer. And for me and my wife, we have always, and we've applied this to like how to handle arguments, as well as how to kind of approach life and work. Is it's me and you against the problem, and that simple mantra has really kind of broken it down for both of us. So like if we have a beef about, say, the dishes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, it's like, okay, it's me and you. The problem is the dishes. The problem isn't you. I love you. I married you, so we don't have a beef. The beef
Mm-hmm.
is that the dishes aren't being done. So what do we need to do to get those dishes done? Do I need to do dishes and you do clothes, or do we rotate doing dishes, or do we get a dishwasher and we both do it together? Like the
Mm-hmm.
problem is dishes, and it's the same with. It was the same with business. Like when we quit our corporate jobs, we were like, okay, I wasn't like, okay, you stay at home, I'll get the dough. We were like, okay, how do we pay the rent? You know what I mean? Does
Right.
one pay the
Right.
bills? Do we both pay the bills? Do we get a joint account? Do we get separate account? Like, so it was us against the problem. And I think when you're focused on the problem, kind of the rest of everything else kind of falls away. You know what
That's
I mean?
such good advice. Good advice for couples as well as for people in business together. Thank you for
Absolutely.
that.
Thank
Pierre,
you.
how do you define wealth?
Wow. Wealth. Wealth for me um, is the ability to first dream in detail. You have to be able to dream in detail. You have to. It's more than just saying, "Oh, I'm gonna blow up." So many people say, "Yeah, I got a dream. I have a dream of making money." I'm like, okay, so how much money?
Mm-hmm.
Um, is it a big house? Is it a small house? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the goal? What is the dream? Dream in detail. What are you wearing in that dream? How do you sound?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's that. The second thing is taking action on that dream, because so many people don't take action because whether they want something to be perfect and they're like, oh, I can't do it until it's perfect, or they're scared of getting their feet dirty, or if they're scared of just catching an L, just being like, look, I'm going to be poor. I'm like, you might have to be, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, I don't think it detracts if it's an investment. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not an L if that investment in yourself turns around, which it can only do if you take that leap.
That's right.
And, and finally, I think I guess health Like I've had a lot of friends pass away over the past
Hmm.
couple of years. I guess that happens when you get in your 40s. you know, but like seriously, uh, sleep is wealth.
Hmm.
um, uh, Sanity, clarity, stillness,
Hmm.
uh, and really, 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 real health for me is laughing hard every day. You got to laugh, 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 laugh,
Hmm.
laugh.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
having
Yes.
fun. Because if it's not
Yes.
fun, like why are you? If you're working for yourself and it sucks, then you just become your own worst boss. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you traded another boss for the one you live with. So that's
Right.
just why do that?
So dreaming in detail,
Yeah, absolutely.
acting in detail as well. Very good. And then having your health. So kind of all comes full circle. If you think about what you just said, dreaming in detail
Mhm.
for so long, that was a privilege. It was a privilege of people who were like born wealthy or born into the right environment, had the right parents. And today we can dream in detail and take action in detail in ways that we couldn't do just 10 or 15 years ago.
Absolutely.
That is exciting to me. And so when you put those things together and you talk about people being able to do that, and then you focus more specifically on women being able to do that, our whole society is uplifted because we've got more than twice the ability to do that now.
Right.
Whereas before we
Right.
didn't.
Right. And particularly for indie business people, I think one thing everyone really should know is that the people who employed you know your power. They know the value of your time. They
Mm-hmm.
know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you realizing who you are and your power. You know what I mean? Are you willing to work 9 hours a
Yes.
day for you? Are you willing to, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Are you willing to do the things that you did for them, for yourself?
Yeah.
Because you absolutely realize who you are.
You do. And tell us about that light bulb. I'll just share quickly for me when I walked into my boss's office one day, straight back from living in Africa for 7 months, and I said, I have an opportunity for this business, for your business, Miss Boss,
Mhm.
to get new clients in a whole nother continent. And this wasn't that long ago.
Wow.
And she said to me, well, you know what? You can pursue that, but you still have to bill the same number of hours outside of that in your job. And I
Hmm.
remember thinking, okay, so I have to bill all these hours every week, but you won't shave any of that off as I nurture opportunities for you to build a business abroad. You don't want me to do that? And that was a light bulb moment for me because I said, I am nothing more than an hour to her. She doesn't care if I grow.
Right.
She doesn't want me to be the catalyst that helps her business grow. And I thought, I'm gonna. I've already hit whatever ceiling there is. I won't call it a glass ceiling because I don't think that's what it was. I think it was just her ceiling for me. I had hit her
Right.
ceiling for me, and I knew I had to change and create a whole nother ceiling and actually shatter the ceiling, or I was going to wither away and be miserable.
Mm. Wow. 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 That's that's
But
intense.
when someone says that to you, like it's a straightforward. I hear you tell me that you have opportunities for both of us,
Right.
but I don't want you to pursue that for yourself or for me. Here's what I want you to do. This is your box. You need to stay in it.
Right.
What was that like for you? I would imagine there must have been at least one situation that sort of stands out to you as when that happened.
Right. I mean, we're given choices all the time. Like there are no secrets. Like it's you're constantly even, being told um either by people or by circumstances that you need to do what it is that's inside of you. But for me that moment was wow. Well, okay, so I realized that no one was going to give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on Wall Street. I won't say where. It's a big company. Um, but I remember I was kind of lying to myself. I was like, I need to make money. Uh, Me and Jamyla had just, I think, moved in together, and I was like, okay, I gotta pay the rent. We have to get
Mm-hmm.
food in the house. So I did what we've been all programmed to do. I got to get a corporate job because those pay well and they have, all this, and this. So I had this, I worked in this law office, and I'll never forget, there was this light. Like, I had half-hour lunch, and there was this window that was covered by books. And there was this little beam of sunlight that would come through the office for like maybe 10 minutes. And like, if you sat and looked, you could see the sun setting from that beam of light going across the room. And I would always miss the sun. I would always come home, sun. And I was just like, wow, I'm spending my days in this office where I can't even really see the sun. And I remember my hair started falling out. Because I was like, okay, I could continue to lie to myself. And I was forcing myself to go to work. I hated it. I kept journals. I was like, I hate my job, But you know what I mean? You internalize this hate. And so you do it physically, you do it. You get on the train, you go through the routine. And I was making money, but I was just like, I was literally starting to die. Like waking up and patches of my hair were falling out. And I just couldn't handle the stress anymore. I was just like, okay, so either do this and die or
right.
or live, or finally live. And what was ill is that the guy who I was replacing had just passed away. Like it was a temp job, and then the guy, while he was on vacation or whatever, died.
Oh.
And he was an old dude. It's like, this is all he had ever really he came to this is ill. He came to New York to be a singer. He was an old, like back in the whatever days, and his singer dreams never panned out, and he just ended up working in this law office. And this old man just working in this law office, he never became the singer or whatever he wanted to be. And then he died.
Oh.
And then there I was, taking
his place. Oh my goodness. Well,
it was just prophetic. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll take my chances with what I have, rather than have that guarantee of making money and dying.
And fast forward to today, when I look at your artwork, I see, first of all, randomness that is so appealing. It's like I did what I felt like doing. Like one day I read on Facebook, your wife had posted on Facebook a picture of something you had drawn on the wall outside the bedroom door. You just drew it. I think it was a flower and had a nice little saying. I picture you with a cup of coffee going, you know what, there's some paint over there, so I'm just going to paint my wife a message. And I thought, I got to be honest with you and say, until I thought to myself, you won't be able to sell your house now. It's like, but see, that's bad on me, right? I'm smacking myself with that confession, because that's stop laughing. That's me in a box. That's me in a box. I'm like, so what? Paint over it or shave it down or whatever they do to paint when it won't come off. You just did this, and the paintings that you offer at your website, you just do these things that just make me go, wow. That's the only thing I can say. Like one time you told me you got like a little crown at a store where you get costumes. You bought a crown. You put it on your head and you wore it all day, like to the store, to pick up your kids from school. And I'm like, wow, that is such freedom. That is the wealth that you just described, to be able to dream in detail and then do it. So where does that come from, and what do we surround ourselves with, Pierre, to appropriate that kind of energy into our lives? Tell us, what's this? I'm not going to ask you what's the secret, because I hate that question, but what sorts of things do you attribute that to? Because as we round things out here on today's episode, we are talking about business, we are talking about women, we are talking about being able to build wealth, and to do that, you need to wow your customers. So, how does all that come together in a way that we can understand this mindset and be able to borrow it and create our own piece of it for ourselves?
Wow. Okay, so here's kind of some insight into me. That story I told you about feeling like I was going to die.
Yeah.
Working in that, like anytime I smell that coming, I run. So I'm very aware of even the cages and parameters I put on myself, because sometimes we get comfortable, um, and we kind of put cages on ourselves, and then we don't grow, we don't expand, we don't push ourselves. So there is that you have to be conscious of. As far as freedom, you are free. It's a matter of testing your freedom. Um,
Mm.
and I am big on affirmations, like putting affirmations around your house, saying things that make you feel good about you. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like so often
Mm-hmm.
there are, I mean, really, everything we're surrounded by, be it billboards or commercials or movies, are telling you that you're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That you're not complete, that you're not whole. Um, I feel, and they hit you subliminally, not just over the top, but subliminally. You
Right.
ingest things, just like your daughter. She
Right.
got that rhyme. It's in her head. It's nothing that she sat there and went, I want to memorize this. It's just there.
Right.
So
Well, it's not there anymore, but go ahead.
right.
We took care of that.
Oh, that's great parenting. But I still do. I write things down and I put it on the wall around my house, around where I work, so
Mm-hmm.
that I can see it. And even if I'm not immediately reading it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm subliminally taking in this affirmation, so it's constantly affirming me. That's a very
Mm.
simple thing that I think people could do like right now
Yes.
to kind of build that energy inside of themselves.
Yes. And you can even get a Sharpie and do it on the wall because you are
Yeah.
free. I'm thinking to myself, you don't have to wait for the perfect piece of paper or till you go to the store to buy it. You can just get an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, a couple of markers or colored pens or whatever, and write it and just hang it on the wall.
Absolutely. Because again, like I was saying earlier, no one is going to give it to you. No one is going,
Mm-hmm.
especially as amazing as we are, no one
Mm-hmm.
is going to let you go. No one is going to see
Mm-hmm.
how amazing you are and go, oh, yeah, go build your own company and
Mm-hmm.
not work for me anymore. Or, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
And to
go ahead.
capture that point that you just said too, the importance of being around, even if it's just a few, right? Those people who will say, go, you are amazing. Go build your company. Go, go, just fly. We have to surround ourselves by those people too, right?
Absolutely, but we also train people to us. So
Mm.
how you treat yourself is how others will treat you. If you're constantly self-deprecating, which I used to have an issue with, just as a joke, I'd, say
Mm-hmm.
something really silly, like whatever. But once I started changing the language about myself, I saw that others started changing their language about me. So you have to really be your own cheerleader, at least in the beginning.
Oh
You
gosh,
know,
can we stick with that for 1 second? Because I just, you are so speaking to me and speaking to things that I feel are just inside me. I want to shout. And this is stuff that comes naturally to us. Being that person who doesn't acknowledge who we are. My daughter from a very young age, and my son as well. The
mm,
compliments that they would get as very young people, I would watch them, and their inclination was not to just say thank you. Yeah, I do
mm.
look awesome in this hat. Their inclination was to say something like, "Well, it is a nice hat,"
Mm,
or to put their head down,
right.
and I would pick up their chins and just say no. And when I talk to young entrepreneurs who get feedback on their work, that's a beautiful video that you made, or that's a nice picture that you drew, and I will hear people say, "Thank you for saying that." I'm like, no, that is not the right answer. The right answer is thank you at a minimum. But yes, it is like, acknowledge that for yourself. And when you start doing that, like you just said, it does draw more people like that to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it absolutely begins with how you see
Mm.
yourself and the
Mm-hmm.
language that you use towards you. Like symbolism,
Mm-hmm.
it matters. We act like it doesn't oftentimes, but we are symbol-minded people. Like we do ingest these things, and
Mm-hmm.
we are being constantly programmed. You have to reprogram yourself. That's the logic kind of behind affirmations being in your house. You know.
Pierre, you have got so much to offer, and I just don't want to miss this opportunity to tell people how they can connect with you. And listen, everyone, just do this, okay? Follow. I want to ask you where do we go to do that? But when I come across you, Pierre, and this is why I really wanted to have you on Indie Business Podcast, because I'm about sharing people who make me go, who make me think, and who also make me take action to change my life for the better. You're one of those people, and we cannot capture that in 30 minutes. I've had the blessing of spending time one-on-one with you, in person with you, so I have a much bigger picture. So I want to encourage everyone, when Pierre suggests where to go to follow him, where to go to learn more about his work, please pick one and do it, because it will enhance your life in ways we just don't have time to explain now. And if you don't, that's fine. I'll just do it more. But
Thank you. I appreciate you. That's great. Oh man.
So we should go to exittheapple.com, right? Where we can get your books and your artwork.
Yes. I'll give you a whole list of stuff real quick.
Okay.
There's exittheapple.com, which is the main website. It's being revamped at present, but you could still get everything there. Oyen Handmade is the business that my wife and I started several years ago. It's amazing. Just go there. I am on Twitter. I am on Facebook at exittheapple.com. I am on Tumblr. I am on Instagram, all under the Exit the Apple name. So I'm constantly sharing things that I've done and things that I feel other people should be aware of in the diaspora. You know what I mean? There's so much out there that we don't see. I'm just trying to broaden perspectives, you know?
And thank God for you, because you are doing that. And I love your artwork. I love when you post your artwork as your avatar on Facebook.
Appreciate that.
And honestly, in particular, I don't know if it's still there, but the one I last saw was a beautiful drawing of a woman, a well-rounded, curvy woman. And I said, yeah, he needs to be on my podcast. Because it was so beautiful. And honestly, I looked at it and I went, that is a different message. That is a different message. We need more of that message. Wow. The diversity that we have, and also just respect for all different types of people.
That's right.
And how you bring that to light through artwork and through color. It's a whole new opportunity to respect the artist and how art contributes to our society, which is a whole different podcast. But I just wanted to mention that, because if you follow him and go to his photo gallery, you can see a lot of his art. You can buy it off the website, and I encourage you to check it out. And by the way, Pierre, we have to tell them about your you and Jamyla's, your pop-up there in Baltimore. Tell us about that. Where do we go, and when is it open? There's entertainment and everything there.
Yeah, it's the Exchange, and that's every second Sunday. So that's this Sunday coming up, the 8th of February. It's at 2334 Guilford Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland, and it starts at about 11. It starts at 10 to 3 o'clock. And it's just amazing. We give people the opportunity who don't have like brick and mortars, the opportunity to kind of come together, share audiences, and we usually have a performance. This week we have someone showing a piece of a documentary on house music, and it's just going to be really amazing. There's free snacks and food. Sometimes we have a drink sponsor. It's just live DJ. It's amazing, and so much networking happens there. So many. I mean, are starting, and this is only like the 6th or 7th one we're having right now, and people are coming from all over Virginia, New York, DC. It's really growing fast, and it's really a wonderful space to just, if nothing else, meet.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a destination location. And Pierre, I used to live in Baltimore, and if this was there when I was there, I would never have left. It's just it's a beautiful city, and the space that you and Jamyla have designed is absolutely gorgeous, and it's making that community a better place as well. I've visited, and I encourage everyone who has an opportunity to do that to make sure that you do. So thank you for sharing that as well. And thanks for making yourself so available. We can find you everywhere. We like that. Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, just thank you for even having me on this podcast. I know this is supposed to be women centered, and I just appreciate having a voice in it.
Well, you are multi-centered. Okay, but you are also woman-centered, and that's very clear from your work, from your conversation. And so to me, it seemed like the natural thing. It's like people might go, why is there a man there? I'm like, well, just listen to him for 5 minutes and, understand what we were saying earlier about how we need each other. We really do need each other. If men don't support women as much as we want to achieve, we won't get anywhere. We just won't. And if we don't support men, no matter how much they want to achieve in society today, they won't get anywhere either, because it's just not okay for them to achieve and us not to. So we have to work together to make this happen. I see that more and more as I watch my children grow up. I teach them how to support each other. I want my daughter to support the young boys in her class. I want my son to support the young girls in his class. And one day he's going to maybe want to pick one. I'm like, you don't want to pick somebody that you've stepped on for your whole life, right? You want to pick somebody who's at least as strong as you are. Right. So get it together. Oh gosh, a whole nother podcast. But I just get so excited when I talk to you. So when I come back to Baltimore, I'm gonna hound you for some more of your time, because I love these conversations.
Indeed. And we need to talk. We didn't even get into like gender roles. And anyway, so we'll build on that when we see each other next.
We'll have to. Thank you so much, and give my regards to your lovely wife, and we'll be seeing her soon as well. Thanks, Pierre.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed my interview with Pierre. As you could hear, it was really hard for me to pull myself away from him. I feel like I could talk to him all day and never become tired. Be sure to check out his Exit the Apple links wherever you are on social media. And if you enjoyed this podcast, won't you show us some Twitter love? Just go to indiebusinessnetwork.com/love, and you can let your friends know that you enjoy Indie Business Podcasts. I really want to make it useful for you, and if I am, please let me know by sharing. It makes a big difference with our iTunes rankings, and also just spreading the word about the great people that we're introducing you to here at Indie Business Podcast. And if we can do anything to make the podcast better, let us know that too. There's a contact link on our website at indiebusinessnetwork.com/contact. We'd love to hear from you. I'll see you on the next episode of the Indie Business Podcast. In the meantime, break all the rules, build your own corporate ladder, and create the life you love.